Well, hello and welcome, people of the internet, back to Jotunnslayer, Hordes of Hel. It's been a little while. The game is finally out of its demo stage, though, and into early access, and with that comes a bunch of changes, some of which I'm happy to see, some of which still fall a little bit flat for me, but I think that this version of the game is a push in the right direction. If you're new to Jotunnslayer, this is a 3D bullet heaven that actually looks very pretty. It's a Norse grimdark themed game where all of our skills are going to be tied to certain gods. We have Freya, we have Thor, Loki, and now we have Odin. He is new to this game. The skill system has basically completely changed again, so I think this is going to be the third iteration of how meta progression works. We have a new character that we're going to be playing today, as well as a new location, and then I'm sure there's a bunch of different smaller changes since the previous demos, but those, you know, I'm not exactly sure what they are, but I can definitely tell that there are some differences that I'm very excited about. For one of the big questions that I had before in the demo version was, when do skills evolve? That has been clarified. There is no longer a level cap, or at least the level cap is no longer 25, I should say. So a lot of positive changes. So first of all, let's go ahead, take a look at the meta progression so we can see what that kind of looks like. Then we're going to jump into a run with the new character. So there's two different kinds of meta progression. The trophy hall, I want to say, is part of the meta progression. It could just be achievements, but I would be very surprised if there wasn't actual bonuses tied behind these, kind of similar to Halls of Torment style, right? You get a certain amount of kills, then you probably get a bonus behind that. The skill shop. Now, this is where the meta progression changes fairly drastically. For the most part, it's different than it was, right? So before, it was kind of the meta progression that I've talked about that I don't really like, where it's just like, here's your XP button and you click it multiple times. Now, when you look at this, you would think that I would be for this, because there is a tree, there are connecting levels, you know, and Odin here, I think Odin might be the best tree. And so it looks like it might be up my alley, but realistically, this is just it's a reskin of the previous system. And the reason I say that is you can see all the upgrades here come in different tiers, right? Now, the way that we would typically expect this to work is these would all be worth 1, and you'd have to put like 5 points into here, or some arbitrary number. Then you could start working on your tier 2s, put some arbitrary number in here, then into tier 3. But the way this actually works is you can just immediately put them into your highest tier, which unfortunately pulls a lot of like the tension out of these skill trees for me, because it's essentially just the same thing as it was before, that you can just level up anything and kind of just click the button and it upgrades. It's just kind of a reskin. It's a different way to see it. So it's basically the same system now that I'm thinking about it. I was thinking like, hey, there's trees here, but this is really just, if it had one symbol, it had 4 little blocks underneath. That's the same thing. So I'm still not super happy about that, just because like it can kind of, it doesn't force you, but you can kind of just skip past the stuff that doesn't really matter. Like for example, so when I was playing the Cirrus, another thing that's tied in here is now you have to unlock evolutions and some abilities. So for example, Mind Blast, which is a very good ability on the Cirrus, you don't have to unlock the ability, you do have to unlock the evolution. And there's actually a note up in the top. The same thing over here. When activated, the skill will be available within the standard in-game pool. So if I'm looking here, the whole point of a skill tree is to progress, to try and get the stronger things. So for example, getting Mind Blast, the evolution, is a very impactful thing. It's not, though, if I can just come in here and buy it for 3 points, right? It's one thing if I have to work up, because let's be honest, if we're looking here, gold chance +7, and it only works for the Cirrus, I mean, I'm not going to be spending points on that. There's also Eldritch Ward, which is her passive ability to get shields. You can decrease the cooldown on those. So again, it's not like these things are really things that I want to buy anyway, so I would rather just force my way into the Mind Blast with the points that I have. So it kind of removes any need to actually put points into these and just go straight for the end. So it's a system that I'm not really happy with yet. I can see the flip side of the argument, where it's like, oh, well, you don't want to force your players to pick up the bad stuff. Well, it's like, then don't put bad stuff. Like, gold drop chance should be on one of these gods, because the way that the skill trees work is that each of the classes here all of the nodes inside here only work for that class, versus in the gods, they do apply to every class. So I'm pretty sure Loki, movement speed, yeah, so Loki already has gold drop chance, so I don't know why like the Cirrus does, as opposed to something about debuffs, because she has a lot of like cursing, freezing, I think she has stunning, but anyway, so there's a little bit of tension here. I'm still not super happy with the skill tree in this game, how it's being laid out. So you have your skill points up here, which you just need to spend your gold for. There are also soul stones, which I think these are for unlocking weapons, perhaps. I haven't figured out exactly what these are for yet, but it's not for these. Your gold cost does go up for however many points you get, and you can just freely reset your specs. There's no cost to it. You can reset for each individual god. So for example, before this, I had all my points pumped into Cirrus, and actually I can probably do this. Yeah, so I can actually just take these points out and put them into the Flame Sister, because that's who we're going to be playing, and I'm just going to put them into her crit chance because she seems like a crit build. So you know, again, there's no real, so this is something that when I was playing Path of Exile 2, the community talked about a lot, is should there be respec costs, and I know that there's kind of a divide on that, but if you just put points wherever, you know, points don't really mean anything. But those are just kind of my thoughts there. So here we have our new character, the Flame Sister. She's kind of in devotion with Loki, although I don't think I'm really going to be playing Loki. I'm going to be honest, I don't really like Loki and his skills at all. But so I haven't played with her yet, so we're going to see how she works. Dasher makes the most sense. She just has an extra dash charge and 20 evasion. Pretty straightforward. Ever-burning soul randomly bursts into enemies nearby and drains their life. So I'm assuming there's just a chance. I'm assuming there's got to be some cooldown attached to this, but deals 26 damage and heals us for 20. That seems really strong. And then Inferno, an alternative attack infused with fire. So I'm not sure how to use this alternative attack. Maybe it's just like every 3 attacks she does this, but anyway, we'll jump in here. So if we look here, can I, that's what the soul stones are for, is other weapons. Okay, I thought that might be the case. So we're going to start out here. Our collection range is up 20%. Our active ability is Meteors, calling down 3 meteors that heavily damage and stun on impact. And then we have our skins up here, which we've had before. One of which you need to buy the Founder, and then the other is difficulty based. They don't look all that different. She got a scarf. That's about it. Okay, so I've already played on Niflheim. I mean, we've played so much in Niflheim. That's where everything has been. I have not done a second on Muspelheim, so we're going to jump into there. Oh, interesting. So Muspelheim has no easy difficulty. So it's just 3 difficulties, and then we have our modifiers, but these we have to unlock. So let's go ahead and jump in, check it out, see what's going on. I have had, you know, we started out this video, I'm going to be honest, a little bit more in the negative than I wanted it to be. But that's not to say that I don't like this game. I've actually, wow, she attacks fast. Okay, but it's pretty close range. So what is this alternate attack? Okay, let's see. Release the elemental runners and kill them all. Well, this is a new quest, and if anything, we're kind of fast. I'm going to give this a shot. Kill the runners. So are these runners right here? Let's see. Now, one of the Odin's passive is Blasphemy, which is literally get rid of a god, which is something I've been hoping for. And that's something that I'm going to talk about here in a minute, but I'm just going to get rid of Loki. I just don't really like Loki at all. A timed explosive, increased damage inflicted by class skills. Inferno has increased chance to inflict burn. Well, we don't have any class skills just yet. I feel like I don't want the Shrapnel Pot. I typically don't like these types of abilities. I will take the Dance of Daggers, though. Oh, these are the runners down here. Okay. And we're definitely going with Odin. I want to see all of Odin's abilities. Okay, so I'm going to be honest, I have no idea how to pronounce this. I think that this might be a redone version. I'm going to take this. Actually, all of these I want. I think this might be a redone version. If you remember with Thor, Thor had a statue of himself where it would summon lightning down. I think they took that ability off of Thor and put it onto Odin, is what it looks like. And the reason I say that is because I've played Thor quite a few times now, and I have not seen that ability at all. And I believe it's been replaced with an ability that is ball lightning. And I think possibly the reason for that. So myself, I know I wasn't happy about that skill because it kind of, well, I shouldn't say I wasn't happy with it. I actually liked it a lot. Blazing Soul can be used more often. And what was Blazing Soul again? Okay, we're going to take that because that seems pretty good. It because it didn't move, like this Odin statue is kind of moving around. There was kind of a push and pull as to whether you're supposed to kind of stay in the same area or not. Higher damage and critical chance with God skills. Double cast skill on a single cooldown heals a small portion of health. Okay, so far Odin seems quite powerful. And so I think they might have just swapped that with Odin. I think. What is this red target? Let's go with Freya this time. So in the past, this skill wasn't that good. I think they've improved it quite a bit. The sword is quite a bit larger than it used to be. I wouldn't say it's like, you know, one of the best skills by any means at this point, but it's definitely better than it was. Is there a button for alternate attack controls? Attack. Huh. So I'm not sure I understand. An alternative attack. What does that mean? Not exactly sure. Oh, okay. I think it is just a secondary attack as part after her combo. There it is. Okay, got it. Okay, so I think we're gonna just try and stick with Freya and Odin, and we're gonna give that a shot. So one of the thing that I wanted to mention before. An attacking stationary decoy. I feel like, but that's going to take one of our class skills. I don't know that I necessarily want to do that. Actually, I might need to. We're pretty frail. So, in playing, unfortunately, there is another account wipe. So if you've been playing the demos, you're going to have to, you know, level up, get your meta progression again. It's kind of a bummer, but I'm hoping now that we're in early access that we won't have to do that again. And so one thing that I've noticed is... Hang on a second. Serious room puzzle with a solution that changes each time. Activate the stones in the correct order. Okay, let's give that a shot. I haven't seen this one yet. So one thing that I've noticed is that with the gods, you really don't want to take, I don't think you really want to take more than 2. Even 2, I honestly think might be stretching it a little too thin. Right now, I think the thing is there's just kind of a lot of junk skills in each of the gods and your class skills. There's a lot of skills that just like aren't very good, and it kind of waters down the pool. So you almost kind of just want to take like one or two. Oh, I already took this? I did already take this. And so what I was concerned with was the fact that I knew they were going to keep adding gods. So the question was, well, how diluted is it going to be if, you know, initially it was just, initially it was just two, right? It was just Freya and Thor. And then they added Loki, and now they've added Odin. So I was concerned with like, okay, before I looked at Odin's tree, I was like, oh, how diluted is this going to be? But they now have blasphemy in the game. Seems fairly straightforward. This has got to be 1, 2. Oh, no? 1, 2? Okay. Well, this has 1 symbol on it. This has 2. Increase the attack damage with the hero. Okay, so that won't be good on us. We have pretty low health. So we're just going to take Gungnir. So this is 2. It's not. Oh, so that just means that that's not 1. Oh, okay. That's a strange puzzle, because it's not really a puzzle. It's just figure out what the first rune is and then go to the next one. I thought there would be something about the symbols. Am I crazy? 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 2? I'm not, okay. I don't get that puzzle. It's, to me, that doesn't seem like a puzzle. Let's see. Dash your chance to create a burning area. Don't really care for that. Cooldown of all skills reduced with each enemy currently afflicted with burn. Or we just get a longer decoy? Well, let's get rid of the fire trail. I'm gonna see it. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get more Odin. I'm gonna take the potential for double cast. Double cast seems pretty strong. Plus, it has the heal tied to it. It's a low chance, but still seems pretty good. Let's make our way over to this chest. Should probably make my way and try and get some more Freya. Try and get that sword level up. Oh, I also... Okay, yep. I gotta work on taking out this tower. Yeah, because the tower is what's doing those things. We saw that before. So once those pop up, definitely need to focus on taking them out. Okay, so we get to choose our subclass. And this is another point of contention that I've had with the game. So I just played Cirrus a couple times before recording. And I think one of her subclasses is just like definitively better than the others. I can't really see an argument for the other two when one of her classes basically just gives her an extra attack and just a flat damage boost. So let's see if this class is any better. So we have the Smoke Assassin. Mercilessly kill without a trace, all under the cover of clouding smoke. Slay chance. Okay, so there's a 20% chance we just kill our enemy, which is pretty strong. Smoke Cloud. Evasion plus 20%, duration 5, trigger Blazing Soul. Blazing Soul was the random attack, right? So it's a 5-second duration every time it goes off. Okay. Burn damage, Inferno chance. And Inferno is our ultimate. So we'd no longer be stabbing, and we would just be Infernoing. Seems pretty good. When everything is burnt to ash, let's see, damage of God skills up 35%. Blazing Soul heals 35 and extra damage. So this class actually seems pretty interesting. Straight off the bat, none of these seem immensely more powerful than the other. I think I'm going to take Flame Dancer, because I think I like the idea of this, like, ranged shotgun type effect. Yeah, interesting. So it looks like it just basically turned our... It looks like it turned our dagger attack into, like, the smaller one, and then it still has a shotgun after it. So it's not like every one is a shotgun. But if we wanted to take some more interactions with burn, that would be something we'd be looking to do. Another change that I'm really happy that we've made to the early access version is the display over here, showing all your skills and showing when you've taken all the skills that you need. Really like that fact. We also have this. This was already in the demo though, but the fact that now you can clearly see, you can have 3, well, you can't see it right now because we've taken them all, but when you don't have these are labeled with God skill, God skill, God skill, class, and class skill. So you can see all that. I still don't know if there's a limit on passives. I don't think there is. But then you can see all your buffs and debuffs down here. You can see, and this is another change they made that I think is really nice, because some skills I've noticed don't follow this trend of 1, 6, 12. I think I've seen 1 or 2 that like level up at 5. So this is basically indicating when you can get the next level of the skill. And this was one of those things that was kind of questionable when they introduced evolutions, because it felt like there were some that were only showing up at level 20, some at 21, and I think I even felt like there was 1 or 2 that only would evolve at 22. So now the fact that you have this and you know that once you hit 20, you can get this is a really nice touch. Right. We're looking at reward. So I think that I'm just going to take the banishes. It's really the only permanent thing to the run that I feel like is going to help us. So let's go with Freya. Could go with the experience gain, but I kind of just want the extra slashes from the sword. I already have some extra experience gain from Odin's skill tree. Now, obviously, you can never not have enough experience, especially now that the fact that you can go past level 25, which was kind of a bummer once we found that out in the previous version of the demo. I'm actually quite happy that they changed that. It was kind of a feel bad when you got up to max level and you hadn't like evolved everything, and then it just kind of like stopped you from progressing any further. Let's see. Enduring flaming tornadoes amidst exhausting heat. Face them and survive. Okay, so I'm assuming this is gonna slow us. I think I can do this for the extra 3 coins. Oh man, okay, but I gotta leave my chest. Let's go with Odin. Odin has seemed better so far. Okay, so I don't want this. I'm gonna get rid of concentration. And then I'm just going to take the 3rd level of Gungear. So that way once we get to level 20, we don't even have to worry about it. We just know we're ready for the evolution there. Okay, so it's exhausting. Is this... Oh, geez. Okay. Let's get out of here. Oh, wait. Does it say right here? Cooldowns plus 100%. Yikes. That's rough. That is a lot rougher than just getting slowed. Where is the... Okay, I was gonna say, I see the food on the mini-map, but I don't see it on the board. Let's see. Increases the attack range, increases speed of attack. Or do I just work on leveling up Dance of Daggers? I think I just want more daggers. Oh, wait. No, the shotgun and blast that I'm looking at is Dance of Daggers. So, yeah, okay. That's where I was getting confused. There were two attacks that looked very... Okay, hang on. Okay, screw the imp. We're going for the... Let's go for the food. Food and then the heals, perhaps? Or no, I'm going to make my way up here because that's a full heal. What did I just get hit by? I'm not sure. It looked like I just took damage there, but I didn't think I got hit by anything. Okay. To be honest, this weapon was pretty... Both these were pretty bad. But that's okay. Got to figure out what's good and bad. I mean, having played that class once, like, can't choose all the best things the first time. Yeah, so I think she's really going to benefit from... Yeah, see, I think I'm just going to go Thor. Like, I still think Thor has just the best abilities. I think Odin now gives him a run for his money, but I think, personally, I don't... There's only one ability on Loki that I like, and Freya's are, like, okay. They're in the middle of the road. I think Odin and Thor are just, like, way ahead of the other two. Let's go for Light the Braziers. Pretty easy and straightforward. To be fair, both of those were pretty easy. But if there was an Olympics for which is easy and which one is easier... Alright, so we have Fire Dart and Flaming Ray. I kind of want to try both of these. This is a 9-second cooldown, though. This is a 3-second cooldown with 18 damage versus... What the... A rotating and pulsing flaming... So this one's a 2-second duration. Yeah, this just seems better for what we're doing right now. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of Loki. So we can only have 2 class skills. I'm going to take the Dance of Daggers again. I thought Dance of Daggers felt... So, okay, which one is the one... Must be this one. Unstable and ever-burning soul has a tendency to randomly burst and drain life from enemies in the area. Okay, so that's what's doing the red lines. So basically one enemy is connecting to multiple enemies and damaging them. Or it's damaging and then absorbing life from them? Yeah, see, so here's this ball lightning that I think is replacing the statues here. So I'm going to go with... There's actually an argument here to go with Lightning Strike. It only hits an across, but it actually hits quite a bit. You don't have to be, like, exactly lined up with who you're hitting, but it does a lot of damage. Mjolnir also does a lot of damage. I think we're going to take Mjolnir. We have a lot of fast-hitting, weak attacks. I think I need something a little bit harder to take out some of the tougher health pool, the larger health pool enemies. Oh, wait. Oh, no, it does heal. Okay, never mind. I was going to say, I thought it was draining life from nearby enemies. Yeah, that's a weird one. It's just worded a little weird. Some of the wordings in this game are still a little bit weird. I'm trying to think, what was the one that I thought was weird before? So some of the passive, or some of the like subclasses on Cirrus are a little weird. I think I'm just gonna take the lightning strike over the ball lightning. I think especially when it comes to those tougher enemies, because we can aim it and we can kind of do like one of these and hit multiple of these thorns, I think it's just going to be better than ball lightning. That kind of just goes wherever it wants. The meteors, however, feel a little bit unimpactful. They might be doing damage. I think they just need some kind of like heavier impact. They either need to like shake the screen a little bit or just like give me some more feeling that they're hitting. Right now it kind of just feels like I hit the button and then I see I see like graphics hit the screen, but that's about it. Oh, I didn't take any of my Odin. Yeah, see, I didn't take any of my Odin abilities. That's what I should. Yeah, I should have taken the Odin abilities over these. I think so. I think Thunderstorm and then, yeah, the 2 lightning abilities would have been correct. Oh. This seems really good. The damage 5% is whatever. 25% extra damage against elites. Pool of Crawlers. Mighty elemental crawlers lay restless in their lava pools. Summon and vanquish them. Okay, so crawlers are going to be elites. Or portals, which just, it's like kill 50 enemies in an area. Well, let's go for the elites, because we just took extra damage against elites. Let's get Thor in here. We definitely want more lightning bolts. Okay, and I'm actually going to make my way around this way, just so that way we can take out the golden imp. He's just kind of been sitting there. And while we're at it, I'm going to go ahead and grab this chest as well. Man, these all kind of suck. Oh, because I guess I didn't realize that there were different rarities of chests. Is that new? Well, the idea of the rarity chest might not be new, but maybe the label is new. I'm going to take the banishes because there's a lot of junk that I'm going to want to get rid of. Maybe it's been there the whole time. I just never looked up to see what rarity the chests were. It would probably be, I think it might be nice if the, maybe the chests on the mini-map could show their rarity. Because there are times where, like, a chest will spawn at, like, on, like, the opposite side of the map. And it's like, do I want to waste my time and, like, run up to get that chest? Like, is it worth it? Okay, Odin, what you got for me? Higher damage and crit chance with god skills. Potential to double cast. I think, oh man, I think Thor has an additional HP boost. Although we could do this like King of Gods. Oh, this can level up too. If anything, it's just 10% damage, so I think I'm gonna go with it. And we actually have Lightning Strike and Mjolnir actually hit fairly hard, so getting them to crit might actually be a good thing. But then if we want to, we can go for like a God skill bleed build maybe. And funny enough, I think her dagger might actually be better than the Flame Dancer. So this just seems great now. Right? So you kind of have to, I think you kind of have to take this when you have god skills that have higher damage. Mjolnir does some pretty high damage, but it's a little slow because we only throw it one at a time. So I think because I have Lightning Strike, which is pretty good at doing AoE. We also have the daggers, so these are kind of our AoE skills. This one's just kind of getting thrown around. I'm kind of hoping... Yeah, it doesn't look like... Okay, so this is probably not a great skill, thinking about it. Although it does increase the explosion chance, so I think we just have to level this one up. I've got to take our class skills more often if I see them. With the added damage here, 30 damage... I mean, this adds a whole, 10 damage. And it heals more and does more damage. Yeah, we're going to take the Ash Disciple, I think, this time. But I got to make my way over to the cannon, take this thing out. Especially before the next objective hits. I also just think oh, maybe it's just that my ultimate's not firing off, because I definitely clicked it like 4 or 5 times within, 10 seconds there, and it didn't go off. Although, in all fairness, it could very well be my keyboard. Like, maybe it's just on the fritz. So I don't want to say with 100% certainty that it's the game that's not triggering it, but just wanted to point that out. Okay, so let's take this. What is this one? Throw iron knives with successful evasion. Blazing Soul can be used more often, but I'm going to work on leveling up the daggers because we are getting kind of close to the point where we can evolve things. Okay, so for this one, I think I'm just going to do the easy one. I honestly don't think that 3 extra gold is really worth potentially killing ourselves with really low cooldown speed. I think I would rather just kind of breeze through this one and actually, beat the level. That was my bad. I was adjusting in my seat and wasn't looking. Okay, that one was just literally my bad all around. That was just me being a dummy. All right, let's go ahead. Let's see if I can find that HP. No, we do not. So let's go ahead and max out Thunderstorm then. So one thing I'm wondering about that I haven't thought about previously, but I guess it's only because they just introduced this in the most recent demo, which we only did, I think, one video on, as opposed to the first demo, which we did a bunch on. I'm wondering if the rewards on the quests need to be increased. Because a difference of only 3 coins doesn't really incentivize me to take the higher level the higher level quests. It seems like it's just more beneficial to just get more passive points, put it into gold gain, because like we've already gained a... Can I see how much gold I have? Yeah, I've already gotten 77 gold. So what's 3 gold? The difference between easy and medium, and then medium to hard. So 6 gold. What's the difference in 6 gold there? I feel like there needs to be maybe a bit more incentive for me to actually think about going to a hard difficulty. You know what? Let's actually take... Yeah, because I want to get this crit chance damage, I think. Yeah, we can get rid of this. I think I want at least one more before I get the blood ritual. I gotta remember that I have 2 dashes. Keep dashing once and then forgetting that I have another, so I take a hit from the tornadoes. Yeah, see, like that ultimate went off without a hitch. It was just the one that was around the cannon that seemed to not want to go off when I was pressing it. And it could very well be a bug, but who knows? Definitely not. Okay, let's... Yeah, don't get greedy and try and jump through hoops. I think we have plenty of these. I'm gonna take the movement and attack speed, and that because I need to get over to the other side of the map and take out this cannon. Let's see. So let's go Thor. Yeah, I'm gonna get the... Even though we could take the Lightning Striker Mjolnir, I'm gonna take the added health. Okay, can we? Thank you. Can we make it through? Can we make it through? Please. Okay, I think I'm going to grab this chest first. Gold crit hit chance for 70 seconds. I think we're just going to take half a level of experience. And what level? We just got to 17. Okay. Ideally, I would have gotten this point. I could reroll to try and get it. I'm going to get rid of the Iron Fan. The discipline is kind of good. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take that. Okay, so Nistang's is a little... Hopefully this one's better. It's not. Ancient Elemental destroys thirst for battle. So the problem is these bosses are typically really tough. But the Nithstangs are really annoying because they're the ones that turn off all your abilities and you just have your basic attack. And with some classes, so like with the Cirrus, and I'm assuming the Revenant as well, like if you turn on your auto attack, you can go outside the Nithstang and just range them from a distance and still use all your passive abilities to hit everything around you. We do have the extra 25% damage. Okay, I'm just going to take this on. I feel like this one might be... Oh god, of course there's another freaking cannon. Which just made this a bunch harder. Okay, I'm going to take out the cannon first, and then I'm going to come back and fight these things. Where are we at? So we can't evolve any of these. So then I think I'm going to take Odin. And... Attack crit hits have a chance to apply bleed to nearby enemies. Oh, it's only within a radius of 2. No, okay. I think I'm just going to go Overlord for more attack damage on everything. Or actually, that just said attack damage, right? Oh, okay. That's not as good because it's not skills. It's just attacks. To be fair, though, we do attack pretty fast. Yeah, that ultimate is very underwhelming. Now, not even talking about the actual, like, effects of the cast. I'm just talking about, like, the cast itself. Or, like, the ability itself is pretty underwhelming. Unless you're literally, like, surrounded like that. We are... Jesus, how many enemies are you gonna spawn? What the frick? How many enemies is the game gonna spawn? Oh, good lord. Alright, well, we can go ahead and upgrade. We at least got a reasonable idea about how the class works. So let's see. Yeah, so we have crit hit chance, but like, you can only get up to 15. I guess maybe, does Loki? No, Loki doesn't have crit chance. Who has crit chance? Anybody else? No, nobody has crit chance. Oh, there's damage reduction. Yeah, I feel like that would be pretty good. Double skill and reward, like that also seems like it would be fairly good. Especially since it's just passive. Right? Just having the potential to have 10% double. But like this older than time, for example, I don't know. Some of the way that the skills are working just doesn't really make sense to me, because Thor has a plus 100 max health. So I guess the idea here is that maybe Odin is just overall better than Thor. And so like you're more likely to take Odin than you are to go Thor, but the fact that like some of the skills are exactly the same, just weaker, feels a little weird. I guess I'm just kind of hoping in the future there's more like blasphemies so you can really nail down like which gods you want to go with, right? Because this isn't a game that you're going to get like, you know, 50 levels and by the end you're going to have a build that like you're fully happy with. It's entirely possible that you don't get everything you want, because typically I found in most runs are going to end around level 25. And so that puts a pretty heavy limit on all the different skills that you can take. And so because of that, it's almost like this is going to be kind of a more extreme example, but imagine playing like Death Must Die and always having every god available, as opposed to how it is now, where once you pick your third god, you can no longer find more gods. You can only find those 3 that you've selected, right? And obviously the difference is that you level up way more in a Death Must Die run than here. But you still are able to kind of fill out all your attacks, strikes, casts, all that. Yeah, I don't know. I want like more blasphemies. I get that we have the rerolls, right? But I feel like the rerolls should reroll what's... I still feel like the reroll should reroll what's inside a god or class selection, as opposed to re-rolling the gods. I feel like there should probably be another, like another manipulation. That's like it would be like the alteration in Death Must Die. I still think that I would want to see one like that. So how many? Let's see. So we have 96, huh? We can only get 5 points. So they're starting to get quite a bit more expensive with how much I've actually put in here. And then have we? Oh my god, I'm not even close to that. Yeah, I don't think I've unlocked any of these. Yeah. So I guess my thoughts are still kind of, I really like the theme. I like the game looks good. I don't think anyone can deny that the game looks really good. I think that there's still a lot of work that needs to be done with this meta progression system. Again, we harped on it a bunch in the beginning, but I still feel like this is not it. To me, this doesn't feel rewarding, because so the line of thinking I was just talking myself through in my head was, so let's go back to the series here, right? Obviously, a lot of the better things to take are going to be at the end, right? The fact that you can have like 2 extra Eldritch Wards, you get your evolution on Mind Blast, you get a bunch of extra rerolls of Banishes, all that kind of stuff, right? So the idea that you can just take a bunch of this end game stuff and then kind of work your way backwards, it doesn't feel as rewarding, because it's like if you flip this on your head, you flip it on your head and it's like, oh, you get all the good stuff, and then at the end of the tree it's like, wow, 7% drop chance, oh boy. But you're kind of self-imposing that on yourself, right? So the argument being, well, why don't you just take the bad stuff first and then work your way up? First of all, I would say, then why are you putting bad stuff on the tree? But is it necessary to leave that open where you can just take whatever you want? I don't know. I guess maybe one of the arguments is that because you start getting a lot less points, like the cost of skill points goes up fairly dramatically. Because all these points that it looks like I have a lot of points, right? We got what, 30, 31, 39 points. But this is from, I did 1 Barbarian run, 2 Cirrus runs, and then we did the 2, whatever, the Firewalker or whatever runs. So this is only from 5 runs. So because it gets more expensive, if you start putting a lot into these higher tiers, like the 6s and the 3s, but more specifically like the 6s, you're going to have a lot less points for the stuff on the lower end. But the stuff on the lower end, a lot of it doesn't seem like 2% move speed doesn't seem like all that important. I guess you can get this up to 15%, which is reasonable, but it comes at the cost of a 6-point upgrade. I'm still not sure. To be fair, I've never been fully happy with the skill tree in this game. So it's not like much has changed here. I still do like the class designs for the most part. I think that the ability on this character is a little underwhelming to me. I think maybe I would like it to have like 1 or 2 extra meteors. Something to just like really feel like you're clearing out enemies, especially when you compare it to the Barbarian. The Barbarian, I feel like, is pretty good, and the Cirrus is also pretty good. She just has a chance to auto kill enemies around her or apply a damage, I guess defense reduction, right? It applies the effect that you can deal more damage to the enemies that you curse. The new location is definitely cool. There's some additional stuff there, right? Additional things to make it harder. The cannon, I think, is an interesting new mechanic that actually forces you to kind of move around the map to take it out. The traps are a little annoying, but not like super annoying. It was really just like that final wave where enemies just kept coming and coming and coming, and I couldn't take them out in time, but that probably has more to do with my weapon selection. Mjolnir is, not very good at taking out enemies there, and then the lightning strike was probably not very good there either. So that's honestly probably more on me than the game. But to be fair, I still think that there is a very dramatic difference in this game between skills that are good and skills that are bad. I think Freya is a clear example. I think Loki is a clear example of that, I just really don't like taking Loki. The only ability that I like on Loki is this one right here. That basically, it's kind of like what the flame dart did, just better. Just does more damage. It does more explosions. It's a little bit slower, but it's just stronger. The other stuff, I just like flammable wall. I never like these effects in these bullet heavens. Jormungandr is okay. This one just seems awful to be completely honest. Seems real bad. And then obviously there's the other stuff that comes with the class, or with the god. But no, what do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comment section below. And if you had fun with me today, would you kindly smash that like button, subscribe to the channel for more roguelite action. I've been Ganyonz. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.